So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is the Ryan here.
And today we once again have another interesting topic for you all. Now this one is talking about if the puppet is actually responsible for everything that's occurred and is responsible for the nightmare animatronics.
Yes, as we know, the puppet has been a huge driving force in Five Nights at Freddy's, and today we're going to be suggesting that he is still behind the possession of the animatronics.
Absolutely, yeah. So this idea actually came from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and more particular Cam 08. Now, there's quite a peculiar series of events which can occur in Cam 08.
Yes, and that will be, we can sometimes see the puppet, but it's not in its damaged, withered state like we see a couple seconds later in the office. As we can see from the image here, it's pristine and clean, and it's almost in the actual establishment because we can see the reflection of the puppet in the floor just below.
Absolutely, so that must mean that it is definitely within the establishment, and for the fact that it's casting a reflection as well, that kind of confirms it's definitely there, and there is, it's possible that its physical form is definitely within rather than it being sort of a paranormal element. So in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, it's very apparent that there's this kind of big involvement with these hallucinations, isn't there? You know, you've got all of these kind of jump scares and the phantom branding in all of the animatronic names. It just confirms that this is definitely some kind of paranormal element, and it's just interesting that we see this puppet also amongst these kind of burnt, damaged animatronics. And, you know, then in Cam 08 he's in this pristine condition as we've mentioned before. It must mean that these hallucinations aren't 100% relevant, and maybe the puppet must have escaped this fire or whatever's damaged these phantom animatronics to remain in his clean condition, and I suppose that backs up the point that he's controlling it all and he must oversee everything that happens.
Yeah, and I guess the question is what are his motives if he's all behind this? Because if he is behind these nightmare animatronics, then we can see that these nightmare animatronics look deadly. They've got the sharp claws, the sharp teeth.
Oh, very.
I mean, is he planning on maybe an attack on for revenge maybe or something like that?
Yeah, maybe. It's very interesting because, you know, we played Five Nights at Freddy's 1 to 3 and the overall objective is to definitely survive the nights, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what about if the puppet's maybe taken note of this and over time he's decided to haunt these very dangerous looking suits to get what he wants and kill the night guard? Maybe that's the true ending that the puppet actually desires, and he may be this very evil entity deep at heart.
Quite possibly. I mean, we thought originally in a previous video that the puppet might be here just to make the purple guy suffer, because obviously it's impossible that this purple guy will still be alive when he's been crippled inside this suit. So
yeah, definitely.
Obviously this puppet is giving him life over and over again to make him feel for the pain that he's caused, but maybe that's not good enough for the puppet. He wants a greater revenge.
And it might even actually suggest that there must be another person involved with it all. I think that's one of the key points that keeps going around in circles in my head. You know, the purple guy's been killed, and that's a granted, that's a given. We all know that. But if he's still going, that is, the puppet is still choosing to haunt these animatronics and just continue the journey of causing havoc for us. That is, if he is behind this all, then, you know, it just goes to show someone else is involved, and it might have even been a previous night guard, perhaps.
Or someone that we know famously.
Exactly. So I think there's lots of things that could still be entwined with the story that the puppet might be choosing to take note of and almost try and destroy, perhaps. And, you know, as I've said before, if he's in his physical form in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the chances are, I believe we will once again see this guy in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Definitely, yes. And I mean, as you can see here, the puppet is in its normal, pristine condition, but yet you can see him in this, burnt condition, which kind of makes you question if these hallucinations of the other animatronics, if they're somewhere else, maybe in another condition. Maybe the puppet's even, modified these animatronics, if you know what I mean, to look the way they do, these nightmare animatronics. Because, we see the burnt puppet and we see the burnt other animatronics, so that must mean that maybe they do exist somewhere else, and this puppet's modifying them,
That's very interesting, yeah. You mean, well, if he can actually control these animatronics and move them around, and just mind control them and genuine with the phantomness and, you know, all this different entwined things, then, that could well and truly stand for the fourth game. I mean, an idea I had is if these guys are hallucinations, and a big contrast point here was the fact that we see this puppet in good condition, and then we can also see him in the hallucination format, and he's burnt and things. So is this burnt nature really a true representation as to how these guys even look? You know, they could be in a good condition elsewhere, and we could actually see these guys entwined within Five Nights at Freddy's for the final chapter.
And loads could argue that, you know, that obviously they're in the establishment because we can see the Freddy suit, the Bonnie suit, but like the phone dude says in Night 1, these could just be relics, in honesty, of duplicates of the originals, and the originals might be elsewhere.
Exactly, so I think everything still stands, doesn't it, in terms of originality behind these suits. The original one ones might be kept somewhere really safe and just away from public view because, you know, when you think about it, would you really trust putting these real original suits around an establishment where there might be teenagers walking through, there might be people trashing the place? I don't think you really would you?
And possible fires.
The chances of everything being damaged is just not worth it at all.
Definitely not.
So there we have it, guys. There's once again another interesting discussion for you all. This one was talking about the puppets and whether or not he might still be entwined within the nightmare animatronics in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Be sure to comment down below your own thoughts on this same theory because we'd love to hear your guys' input and we want to see what you guys might be able to add to see if we can get some more clarity to this theory.
Definitely, and if you guys did enjoy this video, why not give us a like, and if you're new around here, why not subscribe for more theories like this and also some gameplay.
So thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll of course see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?